Hey superstars, in this class we will talk about System.out.println. System.out.println is a method. But what are methods? Methods, also known as functions in programming, are blocks of code that are pre-written with logic. So basically you can think about them, there are repetitive tasks that any programmer in the world has to do. So for example, every programmer needs to have a way to print some message out to the customers. Now, in case of Java, we use System.out.println, but System.out.println behind the scenes has so many lines of code that is making that method work. Okay, so methods are pre-built logics, pre-built functions that anybody can use to perform a certain task. The task of a System.out.println is to take whatever the developer is writing and show it to the customers. So show it as a result of the program in the console. All right, now with using System.out.println, we can print out any message in the world. Now, for now it will really look stupid because whatever you are writing, you just shows it to the customer. But after a couple of classes, we will learn how to, calculate stuff. We will be able to calculate some taxes. We will be able to calculate some percentages or whatever, any mathematical problem. Okay, so but to begin with, we will just learn how to print out any text. Okay, now let's go to the code editor. And how do we start writing our Java program? Yes, exactly. We need to first create a public class main. Public class main. Now, after the public class main, we have to open the scope of the class with a curly brace and define a closing scope. All right, now after we have a class, what do we create next? Exactly, we create public static void main. Public static void main method. Main method is a starting point of a Java program. All right, now after the main method, we can now start writing our System.out.println methods. System.out.println, open and close parentheses. We have the double quotes, and then now we can write hello Wedevx, my name is Oscar. Boom. So inside the double quotes, what is highlighted here with orange color, right? Inside this double quotes, instead of hello Wedevx, my name is Oscar, we can actually put anything we want in the world, guys, except couple special characters. But mostly, lots of the things we can write here. Okay, let's run our program now. So hit the run code, and then as a result, we see hello Wedevx, my name is Oscar. Nice to meet you. Okay, so now we can also have more than one System.out.printlns. We can actually have as many as you want, guys. If you want to create hundreds of them, go ahead. But let's create one more. System.out.println. I'm gonna say I am from Chicago. I have lived there for 10 years. I have lived there for more than 10 years, guys. Okay. Now let's run our program again. So as you can notice, we have to be very careful that we are following the syntax, right, of System.out.println. We have to have the double quotes. We put out the text, close the double quotes, close the parentheses, and then make sure you have the semicolon, guys, semicolon. It's a dot and a colon. All right. Now let's run our program. Hit the run code. Let our program to compile. Once it's done compiling, it gives us the result right here. Now we see two lines of output. The first one is coming from line 3, from this line here. And the second result, I am from Chicago, I have lived for 10 years, is coming from line 4 here. Cool. Now let's write another line. Can we write another line, please? Absolutely. So next line, I want to say, I have broken into, before I broken into tech, I used to be a driver, taxi driver, just 5-6 years ago, guys. All right, so System.out.println, and then I will say, just 6 years ago, I used to drive a taxi full time. Okay. Not the most memorable time, but I had to do it to make sure I can pay for my studies and help my family. All right. So now we have 3 System.out.println statements, and let's run the code. Now as an output, I'm expecting to see 3 lines of messages, okay? Because one System.out.println means 1 line of output as a result. Okay, now as you can see, we have 3 lines of output. The first one is hello Wedevxer, my name is Oscar, which is coming from line 3 from my code. I am from Chicago, I have lived there for 10 years, it's coming from the line 4 in my code. And the last, just 6 years ago, I used to drive a taxi full time, is coming from line 5. Beautiful. So we can write as many lines as you want, guys. Let's do one last one, and then we will call it a day for this class. Okay. System.out.println, you are doing great so far. With this pace, with consistency, you will become a rock star Java professional. Don't forget to put a semicolon at the end. Okay? All right. Now I'm ready to run this code. Run the code. And now I'm expecting to see 4 lines of output. The first one is hello Wedevxer, my name is Oscar. I am from Chicago. The next one is just 6 years ago I used to be a taxi driver. And the last line is you are doing great so far. With consistency, you will become a rockstar Java professional very soon. All right, so now we have 4 lines of code and then 4 lines of output. As I mentioned, in System.out.println, we can put pretty much anything we want. We can make our Java program print out anything we want. So it's not just limited to sentences and letters, okay? So we can say println, and we can write, let's write our dream, our target, okay? Our goal after 6 months, we want to land a minimum 130K job, okay? So after finishing Wedevx course, I want to land a 130k job. And then make sure we have a semicolon at the end. Now, what did we do differently this time around? Now, this time we added the dollar sign, right? So we can have a dollar sign as well. So let's run our program now. Okay, let's run our program now. I hit the run code button. Let it run. I should have 5 different outputs. So now I see after finishing Wedevx course, I want to land a 100k job at the end with an exclamation mark. Beautiful. And one last thing before we go is let's have one more System.out.println println, and then let's just finish our program with bunch of hyphens. Okay, so I put bunch of hyphens, close the statement with a semicolon, and I'm ready to run this program. Hit run. All right, now my Java is complaining. It says, this is a really good example, guys. I love when, while teaching, I love when I actually get errors myself. It's totally fine. I don't get scared. I cold bloodedly look at read the error message. Now, error message is telling me on line 9. So this 9 means there is a problem on line 9. And it's showing me this parentheses that on line 9 I have an extra parenthesis, illegal start of an expression. So if I look at the line 9 here, I have this parenthesis which is extra. It doesn't belong to any System.out.println, which I have to get rid of. So I accidentally put that parenthesis. So go to line 9, remove it, and hit the run code again. It's totally fine. We can fix our problems. Boom. Now you have another line of code, another line of output where we have a bunch of hyphens. And it's totally fine. We can print out hyphens as well. All right, guys. To wrap up this class, System.out.println is a method which helps you to print out pretty much anything you want. Okay, you can print out a bunch of words, bunch of letters, dollar signs, hyphens, lots of the signs. And in the next class, we will learn how to print out some special characters. See you soon, guys.